Listen, there is nothing better than making extra income from the comfort of your own home. And especially with all the stuff going on today, more and more people are trying to find ways of making extra income or even replacing their job with a work from home situation. So whether you're a college student, whether you are just trying to make some extra cash on the side, or whether you are trying to replace that full-time income with something from working from home, this video is going to be talking about the top 10 or just the 10 jobs that will pay at least $15 an hour or more working from the comfort of your own home. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Sean. If you are all about creating financial freedom, entrepreneurship, and living life on your terms, then this channel is probably for you. So make sure you check out some of my other videos after this video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. It would mean the world to me. But let's go ahead and start talking about a few of these things. Now, when it comes to looking for jobs online, working from home, there are so many different places you can go to look for these. Places like Fiverr, Upwork, Taskrabbit, People for Hire, Simply Hired. Now, I'll put a few links below to some different websites, but there are a plethora of places to start looking for positions. Now, I'm going to specifically be talking about Upwork. Now, one of the other really popular ones was I just mentioned, which is Fiverr. That's another place you can go that has a lot of stuff. However, the reason I'm going to focus on Upwork over Fiverr is because Fiverr primarily is when the provider, which would be you essentially, would put up a service that they're willing to offer, and then you wait for people to come to you that might need your service. Whereas Upwork, while you can also do that, you can also look at what other people are needing. So like job postings. So you can actually apply for positions that people need. So because of this, I really like Upwork. And not only that, I tend to find that people are willing to pay more for services on things like Upwork as compared to Fiverr. So let's go ahead and start with the very first one. And this is probably going to be the one with the least barrier of entry, or also the easiest one to get started. And that is data entry. And data entry can pay anywhere from $12 an hour up to $20 plus per hour. And as a person who has data entry, there are so many tasks that you could be assigned to do. Some might be actually inputting financial data into Excel spreadsheets. Other people might need to take PDF documents and transfer text onto Word documents. Other people might need to be taking lists of articles and documents and different things and transferring it to something else. Instructions, any way in which you might need to input numbers, data, words, documents, all that stuff, that is what you're essentially going to be doing. Now, with this particular job, even though there's not a lot of barrier to entry and pretty much anybody can do it, you do want to make sure that you have a strong attention to detail, because a lot of this data and a lot of this information is going to be very crucial, especially let's say it's financially related. Now, the next one on the list is a social media manager, and this one can pay anywhere from $15 to $20 per hour. Now, this is great, especially if you're a college student or someone who's already on social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, all those things. But as a social media manager, your job is to help influencers continue to grow and to continue to have outreach, or people who want to become influencers begin to grow their brand. But it's not just influencers. You can also help other small businesses, maybe dental offices or doctor offices or a small mom and pop shop, try to grow their awareness. Essentially, your job and your task is going to be helping with posting, learning to outreach, communicating with an audience, and essentially helping grow a brand. You may also be in charge of assigning what's the best time to post, and creating schedules of what you should post, when you should post, and on what platforms you should post. Now, the third one, which is often confused with social media management, is social media marketing. Now, this is another one that can pay anywhere between $15 to $20 plus per hour. But the main difference between a social media marketer versus a manager is a social media marketer is someone who really is focused primarily on creating Facebook ads, Instagram ads, running email campaigns, and helping grow an email audience. So in this particular one, you're gonna be more in charge of needing to learn how to run effective ads to drive clients and potential customers to that particular business or to that particular influencer or brand itself. So this is one that may require a little bit of education up front. However, there's a lot of great resources that provide free education or very cheap education to learn how to effectively run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, etc. Now, word of caution, there are a lot of scam type programs out there like, hey, like buy my program, I'll teach you how to run Facebook ads for $2,000. More than likely, you can learn most of the things that you need to for free, watching tons of YouTube videos, going on blogs, different things. So if you were just to spend maybe like a week, a couple weeks, a month or two, you could at least learn some of the basic essentials for how to effectively run a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad, or even how to use email marketing campaigns. Now, there's a lot of free services too. Let's take email marketing. One is MailChimp. MailChimp is a common software that a lot of companies use to email campaign lists. So your job as a social media marketer is to really market that company and help them grow. Now, the next one on the list is a freelance writer, which pays upwards of $20 plus per hour. Now, a lot of people make the mistake thinking they have to be a really prolific author and a really prolific writer. And while that, of course, is going to help, you don't actually have to be an amazing writer to help. There's a lot of things that you can do as a writer and still make really good money doing it. Now, in addition to this, if you have any particular niche or knowledge in particular areas, so let's say you're really knowledgeable about finances or fitness and health, or maybe it's photography. As a freelance writer, your job is to help write out a lot of content that you'll see on things like websites, blogs, maybe newsletters, courses, ebooks. And so that will be your job. So as long as you have a decent ability to write, then you can have more than enough skill sets to actually become a freelance writer. The next one on the list is virtual assistant, which can pay $15 to $20 plus per hour. Now, this one has a wide variety of tasks, and you may actually, as a virtual assistant, do some of the things we've already been mentioning before. But people hire virtual assistants for many different things. Sometimes it's data entry. Sometimes it is to help, booking flights. Sometimes it's to help edit documents. Sometimes it's to help, write out landing pages. But there's a lot of different tasks as a virtual assistant. But essentially your job is to help assist this person with various tasks that are needed. And depending on the difficulty of the task, you will obviously earn more money or less money. Another one on the list is video editor. This can easily pay $15 plus per hour. And if you are very technical as a video editor, you can make a ton of money, $30, $40, $50, $100 plus per hour, depending on the skill set. Now, most people are not going to have a super strong skill set in video editing. However, for most jobs, you really do not need very much video editing skills. In fact, if you just spend maybe just a few weeks going on YouTube, reading some blog posts, you can learn all the skills or most of the skills necessary to cover most of the jobs that would be needed in this particular field or this particular job. Most of the people hiring you are going to need help with their YouTube videos, Instagram videos, TikTok, things like that. But essentially, you'll need to have just some basic understanding of how to cut scenes, how to add some titles, maybe how to add in some transitions. But these are things that you can easily learn pretty quickly if you just do a little bit of research and a little bit of studying beforehand. The next one on the list is a graphic designer, and you can easily earn $15 plus per hour. Now, the industry standard for graphic designers is to use things like Photoshop and Illustrator. However, there are also some free tools such as Canva that can allow you to make some really decent, thumbnails and some different campaign or graphic designs for free. So this is one that you may have to also spend a little time studying or learning, but it is something that you can easily learn pretty quick, and you can actually make really decent money. Now, this is also one that's in very high demand because there's so much content being put out there. A lot of people are needing graphic designs for logos, for YouTube thumbnails and different things. Now, the next one on the list is website design, which can pay anywhere from $20 plus per hour, depending on your technical skill set. Now, the common misconception is that you have to have a massive amount of knowledge in things like coding, and that simply isn't true. Yes, there will be some cases where you need to have a lot of background in coding. However, for the most part, all you really need is some basic knowledge in some things like Wix, maybe WordPress, a Squarespace, and stuff like that. So really, if you spend just a little bit of time really just focusing on some basic website design, you can essentially help most people create basic web pages for their business or for their products. The next one on the list is teaching English. Now, this is one that most people don't really know of, but you can earn $15 to $20 plus per hour helping people overseas learn English. Now, there's a lot of different websites and companies out there. One of the very common ones is VIP Kids, VIP Kids. And this is simply one where all you're doing is you're helping kids learn some basic words in the beginning, maybe some simple phrases. And as the kid develops and gets better with their English, you may eventually get to conversations or helping with sentence structuring. But you can essentially get paid to help people learn the English language overseas. Now, the very last one on the list is probably gonna be one of the hardest ones for most people, and that is translation. So unless you have a very, very extensive knowledge or background in a particular language, so hopefully you'd be bilingual or trilingual in another language or two, but essentially you can make money helping translate documents. So a lot of people need interpretations, interpreters. Other people need to maybe transfer an ebook that's in English over to Spanish or Italian or French. But essentially what you're doing is you're helping translate written English language into another language. And you can get paid very, very well for translation, easily $15, $20 plus per hour doing so. But anyways, those are the top jobs that pay at least $15 an hour or more. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button channel. Now, there's a lot of other ways of making income online. These are 10 that I feel that are really, really good. And don't just look on Fiverr or Upwork. There's so many other websites, and I'm going to have links to those below, but make sure you check out lots of platforms, lots of websites. There are so many ways in which you can earn a living working from the comfort of your own home.